Welcome to the Human Body Systems Computer Science component where we are going to be creating fun facts. Just want to remind everyone who is doing the fun facts section that there are some requirements here. You need a minimum of 5 fun facts. So I want you to consult with your group members to really get the best fun facts that are out there. Again, that's a minimum of 5. Feel free to do a ton more if you find really interesting things. There are coding requirements, so when you show your fun fact, you need to have 2 additional sprites who show up to say something. That may be different than the demonstration that I show in class, but just follow this tutorial video. Lastly, I would say consider adding music or some type of animation. That's just going to make the fun facts even better. So add some music, use that YouTube to MP3 site that I showed you in Global Studies, and consider adding some music during this part. So let's actually get into the code. When I go to my new screen in Scratch, what I will definitely want to do first is get rid of Scratchy the cat. And then I want to just save a file. So I'm going to do my last name underscore fun facts, and I'll just put it together. Okay. Now, the way that we're actually going to do the fun facts is by creating sprites for the fun facts. The fun facts will not be stages, but they'll in fact be sprites that I'll just cycle through. So if I paint a new sprite using this icon right here, it allows me to paint a sprite, and I'll just change the costume number 1 to fun facts. Okay. Now the way that we're actually going to do this is stamp and create many costumes of the fun facts, because we're just going to cycle through these costumes, and that's how we're going to show how these fun facts work. So the way that I'm going to get it first is just select my paint can icon, pick a color for what I want for my stage, select on it, and now I've got my blue right here. Don't worry that it's not centered over here. We'll get that figured out in just a minute. What I want to do now is go ahead and click on my text box icon. And once I click on my text box icon, I can select start typing fun fact number 1. Now you notice that it doesn't show up, but if I do a Command A, if you recall, it actually shows up, and I can change the font to something that will work. I can also change the font setting down here to something that I would prefer instead of what's actually there. So a couple things I can do. Now when I click outside of fun fact, my resizing icons show up, and I can make this bigger if I want to. And I can also move it by moving my cursor to the middle of the screen, and it shifts to this hand. So now I can have fun fact number 1. Here's the thing. Once I select off of that and I don't have my resizing icons, I can't go back to edit it. Scratch is very unforgiving in that regard, so the only thing I can really do is undo it and then type it again if I make a mistake. So fun fact number 1, and I'll go ahead and leave that there. That's fine. And then I'll add my fun fact. So, whatever your fun fact is, there. And imagine I want to make that a different font. Okay, great. I want to make it a little bit bigger, and it's all set. Now, what I want to do is create new costumes. Okay, so what I'll actually do is paint another new costume. And so this one's fun facts, and I'll call this, let's make this fun facts 1, and this will be fun facts 2. And what I can do is I'll just make, I don't know, there was a minimum of 5, right? So I'll just make sure that there's 5 of them, and then change these to fun facts 3, fun facts 4, and then fun facts 5. Now, I'm going to do the same thing that I did for these. I'm just going to select my paint icon, fill it with some paint, and I'm going to go ahead and fill all of my colors first. And now I'm going to go back and add my text. Now, I don't want to, for the sake of time, show you what I'm talking about, but you get the point, right? All of these fun facts have a different title, Fun Facts 1 through 5, and now I can actually get into the code. I was in the Costumes tab, so now I'm going to want to switch over to the Scripts tab. And I want to definitely make sure this is hidden at first. So when the flag is clicked, I want to go ahead and hide. So I'm going to go to Looks and select Hide. Okay. But now when the button on the main menu is clicked, I want all of these to show up. So what I'll do is go back to my events, and now I'm going to go to my broadcast. When I receive, this is when the sprite on the button on the main menu sends out a broadcast. It was clicked. So we're going to call this Fun Facts. When I receive Fun Facts, I want to show. Okay, so I'll go to Looks. And now I want to show, make sure that everything is showing. And now, since this is off the center of the screen, I want to make sure that it's centered. So I'll go to my motion drawer, and I will change this go to 0, 0. Now, when it goes to 0, 0, I want to go to my first costume. So I'll go back to Looks, and I'll switch to Costume Fun Facts 1. Oops. So I'll go ahead and switch to Costume Fun Facts 1. Okay. Now let's just see. I clicked it, it's gone. But when I click on this, it's going to show up and it's centered and it's at Fun Facts 1. Now I just want to cycle through this. So all I'm going to do is put a wait, and I'll probably wait a certain number of times. Okay. And then I'm just going to switch to another fact. Okay, so some of you may want to throw all of this in a loop. That's totally fine. When I say I throw it into a loop, some of you might want to say, well, I'm just repeating, right? And so you can absolutely do that. I'm just putting some additional things in because I'm going to add some things here. So perhaps right now I want to add a sound, some clapping sound. So I'll go ahead and go to my Sounds tab, click on Choose Sound from Library, and I can click on Clapping. Okay, now go back to my scripts, and when it's showing the Fun Facts 2, I want to go to Sound, and I want to play the sound clapping until done. And then I'm going to go to Control and then wait 6 more seconds. And then I'm going to switch to my next costume. Now at this point, I can again throw all of this into a loop. But if I want to have, there it is, it just did that. If I want to have additional sprites appear, well, that's where I'm going to add some additional code to make sure that it's working. So let's just see that it's working. When flag clicked is nothing. When I receive Fun Facts, okay, there's the first one. It's waiting 6 seconds. The second one shows up, and the clapping is there. And then it's going to wait 6 seconds and then show me the third one. And you can just continue to add this type of code. I'm going to show you what to do in a separate video if you want to have a sprite show up at a certain point in order to make the fun facts a little bit more exciting. But for now, you've got your fun facts and you know how to cycle through it.